Now, if I don't respect your opinion, and there are times when I don't, and I'm not going to give you any examples right now.
I might come up with an example.
Yeah, you might. But the idea...
Now I want to go into an example.
Okay.
Between us.
But we don't ever disagree.
We did. At Men's Coffee.
Yeah? When?
So, this is something we discussed before, and it's the difference between boxing and MMA.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a disagreement.
I'm such an authority on both.
I know. Well, both of us are. So we're having this discussion, and we're talking about the brutality between the two. And now you're so convinced that boxing is so much more brutal, that MMA is so much more brutal than boxing. So I'm calling you out on ways that you were not being respectfully disagreeing. So you talk about how bad the MMA stuff is. And I tell you, well, boxing, for what it does to someone, is much more brutal. Your response was to laugh just like that, like I'm being ridiculous. That already starts setting a bad precedent for a disagreement. Because if I tell you my opinion and your response is this laugh, that's disagreement, what you're actually doing is insulting someone's intelligence.
Well, so you think.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what that would be. And it's easy to do that because, like you said, if you're arguing one side of things, that's because you think you're right. If I'm arguing a side, that means it's because I think I'm right. So when two people are on separate sides and one starts laughing at the other that they're ridiculous, now you're already setting a precedent that I'm laughing at this because what you think is right means that you're actually a dummy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
But
it was kind of like putting a mental arm bar on you to see if you would tap out.
No. It's because you thought I was being ridiculous, and I wasn't. And then I say...
I don't remember it that way.
Yeah, okay. So I make my argument on it, and then I pull up and I show, I pull it up on Google.
It was
right
on
here.
The internet.
It says, yeah. See, you're making arguments. See, you're doing this.
See, we're demonstrating.
I know. But the point is, I'm calling you out for causing problematic disagreement.
Okay.
So
that did happen.
It did happen. On a topic that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You get to something
except
like
to the person's getting the snot beat out of them.
Well, yeah, that's their problem.
Yeah.
They stepped into that circle.
They chose that.
Or into that ring.
The octagon or whatever it is.
Yeah. So then I pull up essentially that at least
the data.
At a minimum, I'm not alone in this perspective that boxing is more brutal than mixed martial arts
because of shots to the head
to a person. Used to be 15. What is it? 12 rounds now. 12 rounds of shots to the head versus 3 rounds of working the entire body and not exclusively the head is very different in the damage that it's going to cause. And I pull this up and show you. And what you do is you do not own up to that I proved you wrong, or I at least gave some substance to my argument. You immediately shift to, the optics of it is worse.
But that was saying you were right. What I was saying was it looks more brutal.
But was that you saying I was right, or was that you making an out for yourself?
Yeah, no, I was saying you were right.
Okay.
It's taking you this long to figure that out. I said you were right.
But still going back to, and again, this is just an example. And for the record, it worked. You did get me worked up.
I did. You did. Yeah.
When I said
it won't be the last time.
I know. When I said that and you laugh and it got me worked up. But that's a problem. If that was a more serious issue, let's say I'm having an argument with my wife. And it's about parenting. And she gives her opinion on it. And I go,
what happened the last time you did that?
I don't do that.
I hope not.
I don't laugh at her.
Yeah.
Not about that. But the point is, that's something that immediately from that moment on, you're not going to be productive. you've already burned that bridge to having a productive disagreement.